What the heck is happening with the cryptocurrency market and how the heck do we make money out of this? As we all know, Bitcoin is going crazy. It dipped all the way down to $29,000 and boom, here we are hitting the highs of $46,000. That's pretty freaking crazy. Like what, why? Looking at Ethereum as well right now, we've had the loss of $1,700 and now looking at the low $3,000 at the moment. So that's about a 2x gain within a matter of weeks. So why is this happening? Around the globe, United States especially, the hot topic around cryptocurrency is regulation. And so with the government standing right up against crypto, they're going, okay, there's this thing called cryptocurrency and it loses people tons of money and it's not a safe investment. That's basically the idea. So guys high up in the chain, they're saying we need to protect our citizens from all of this. Trump thinks that, you know, US dollar is the best thing in the world. Obviously, he's not the president anymore, but, you know, we remember him saying that in the past. But then again, there are politicians out there that are very, very crypto bullish. And they even recommend people to actually invest cryptocurrency in their portfolio so that they're ready for their retirement. But amidst of all of this, why is there so much demand coming in? There is this guy on Twitter that has a bit of an idea on why that would have happened. I think crypto is not selling off too much on this news for two reasons. One, DC realized crypto community is big, diverse and loud. So yeah, there's a lot of people that are behind all of this and I'm going to speak a bit more to that. But number two, they proved exactly why people want cryptocurrency in the first place. So the fact that the government doesn't really like this thing called cryptocurrency and these you know agencies that don't really like it, that is almost the reason for cryptocurrency, and people are obviously signing up to that. People are subscribing to that ideology. But I think point number one is the more interesting part of the two, because the point number one is about the people who are loud and crazy. It is what supports this beautiful thing called the network effect. The network effect is something that Raoul Pal speaks quite regularly. The community behind anything, right? The number of users that are behind a particular product, as it increases the validity of such product. Yeah, you guessed it, right? We're talking about AMC, we're talking about GME, we're talking about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the shitcoins, summer, spring that we had, right? That is the whole thing about the community aspect, which then attributes very strongly, I mean, extremely strongly to the network effect. So that is a fancy way for me to say that a lot of you are actually FOMO, F-O-M-O, FOMOing into the trades right now. The fact of the matter is none of this uptrend is actually supplicated by any realistic whale demand, but it's just the ants, shrimps like you and me. We're basically looking at the price and going,
oh shit, I don't want to miss out. I need to get in on this ASAP.
It's like when all your best friends go to a party and, you know, some of them are cool friends going along with you, then you kind of have to go anyway. That's basically what's happening. People don't want to miss out on all these gains and they FOMO in. People look at cryptocurrency now and they go, let's do it. But here's the thing. I genuinely believe that even if you FOMO'd in right now, if you are able to hold for as long as you can, we're about, what are we now? We're about 33 to 40% below the all-time highs that we've experienced. The saying is that if you held Bitcoin for 3.5 years, you actually never, ever lost money. We're making a financial investment. We don't want to make overnight gains. Okay, let me iterate. If you're one of those people who like overnight gains, well, casino is a place you want to be, right? Bet that money away, live dangerously, and just go for those high gains. But the thing is, for average Joe punters like you and me, the best way to invest is going to be holding for a long-term period and actually know what's going to happen and invest into things with money that you can afford to lose and be able to diversify. That's the best strategy that you can have. Bitcoin is not going to 100,000x like it did before, okay? So we're going to have to look at some altcoins as well. This video is going to be jam-packed with some of those. And it's at this point that I will get you to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I'm just gonna give you some time to do that. And I'm literally gonna stand here and watch you so that you go and press the like button. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for doing that. Back to the video. So that being said, if you are going for the value and you don't think you're going to have the patience, I don't think right now is the buying territory. We are forming what's called a head and shoulders pattern, this being the next shoulder. And after that, it actually can suffer a bit of a dip and I'll just be dollar cost averaging into the positions there so that I can have, you know, I can live a bit more sanely. You know, if I invested in the all-time high previously, then I would have to wait 3.5 years and watch my account being in red. Seriously, I don't have the mental capacity for that kind of stuff. So that's why I use fantastic strategies like dollar cost averaging. Woohoo! That being said, I'm going to talk about burning. All right, let's get some fire in my hands. Okay, JP, put some fire in my hands. Yeah, fire. Put the avatar reference in here or something like that. I don't know. Oh, that's hot. Oh, that's hot. Oh, okay, whatever it is. Okay. All right, check out this website, ultrasound.money. And I'm just like, what does this have anything to do with cryptocurrency? Boom. This gives you the tally on the cumulative burn. Man, that looks cool, whatever that thing is. It measures the cumulative fee burn on the Ethereum transactions. And look, OpenSea has burnt 734 ETH in the last 24 hours. Uniswap V2, 356 ETH. You know, that was the biggest thing ever, right? This is an interesting time. You know, we're almost seeing the NFTs flipping out on DeFi as well. We thought DeFi was the biggest thing, but look, it's, you know, Uniswap is a DeFi and it's sort of reducing down a little bit. Axie Infinity at 311 ETH, which is huge because it's competing neck and neck with Uniswap. And I seriously cannot believe OpenSea is like double Uniswap V2 as well, which is worthwhile noting. We've got Tether, Uniswap V3. Obviously, you know, we've got to look at that collectively. Uniswap V2 is actually still very much in play right now because it's the time period at which a lot of new cryptocurrencies actually came out. So a lot of the liquidity pools are still in that version as well. So there's still going to be plenty of transaction in that space. And obviously V3s are going to overtake. And, you know, we expect the upgrades to come in that regard. And a lot of this is because of the EIP 1559. That's when people are saying, oh, Ethereum is going to self-destruct and they're going to be burning a lot of fees. So part of the transaction fees, instead of going to the miners, it was going to be burned, and that reduces the supply. That was going to be such a small effect, but people really caught onto that because that's an easy concept for people to understand. They look at something like that. Well, I'm a dumbass myself, so I'd look at something like that and go,
Oh wow, reduced supply, that means the price has to go up.
but little did we know the amount of transactions that we're going to see because of the rise of NFTs and DeFis. Well, you know, we didn't expect that. But looking at this tally right now, the amount of fees being burned right now, the amount of Ethereum being burned right now is actually quite astronomical. 1inch Network is, again, a very, very strong network. MetaMask as well, USDC obviously is a customer to ERC20 network. So, you know, having regard to all of this, if we look at the past 30 days is also quite interesting. OpenSea still leading the market, Uniswap V2, Axie Infinity just absolutely killing it. I mean, that's just from one game, guys. And Axie Infinity was been around from 2018. More and more people are playing. The NFT market is really going nuts. And look, a lot of this is based on community as well. OpenSea is literally just a community-based token exchange network. You know, NFTs are formed around communities. The amount of people that like Bored Ape Yacht Club, the amount of people that like Pudgy Penguins, they're the ones that are forming a community that's actually building the value of these things. At the end of the day, they're just pictures, right? So it's kind of like shitcoin, but it looks kind of better, right? And there's more pictures than just one picture of a dog. So this is a really good metric of actually what's happening in the market and how their market behavior is impacting on the fee burn, and therefore it's going to impact on the price of Ethereum. And overall, I'm extremely bullish on Ethereum. Ethereum has rallied very, very strongly. But the thing is, whilst the short term might be bearish, I think overall, even if you bought Ethereum right now, you're still going to sit very pretty once Ethereum hits like 20K, which is the price of Ethereum that we expect to happen once they flip it out on Bitcoin, once Bitcoin hits 100K, which is another very feasible outcome, potentially by the end of the year, if not the first half of next year. Speaking of fee burns, one of the ways that fee burn has benefited cryptocurrencies is obviously Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. We've seen Dogecoin rally up to 27% over the last week, and it's currently sitting at a price just around that 26-cent mark at the time of this video. With Shiba Inu, we've also seen a massive spike as well. What Shiba Inu's developers did is that they burned a whole bunch of tokens, looking at $25,000 worth of Shiba Inu, about 3.65 billion Shibas at each time, and that then skyrocketed the price by 25% on Saturday, and right now we're still up 24% of where it used to be. Obviously, Shiba Inu doesn't have any utility whatsoever. This is another part of the reason why I think a lot of the growth in the Bitcoin and Ethereum and obviously general cryptocurrency market in the last week is driven by shrimps, because they're the ones that don't really know much, and so they're going to obviously gravitate towards the meme tokens that were popular in the past, and they're your Doge and Shiba. What's also interesting to note is that Doge and Shiba actually increases a lot sharper than any other altcoins did. So that's what is going on at the moment. So there's a lot of community and social movement around cryptocurrency right now. It's not necessarily a whale demand, which is what we really need to see for a real bull market to come in. When that happens, it's likely that coins like Shiba and Doge are probably going to decrease because the communities aren't really driving the market. Rather, it's the institutions that are driving the market. So in terms of Shiba, we're hearing that burning vast amounts of tokens is part of Shiba ethos. The project launched in 1 quadrillion Shiba tokens minted, but then the developers then sent half of those tokens to the wallet of Ethereum co-creator Vitalik Buterin and claimed that they were burned, believing that he would never touch him. But Buterin, what he did was he donated about $1 billion worth of Shiba to Indian COVID-19 relief fund in early May, burned the rest of the tokens, about $6.74 billion worth. But then that caused Shiba to plunge because he actually spent it rather than actually burn it. So there you go, guys. Shiba Inu prices rise after a coin burn. That is the tactic they're going to use to actually bring some price and more hype around the project so that people can continue to invest into these sort of social and community based, in other words, shit tokens. We mentioned Axie Infinity briefly as well, but geez, they are going crazy. At the time of this article, $1 billion worth of tokens from Pokemon inspired NFT game have traded hands through 2.4 million transactions. There are 324,000 active buyers, 936,000 active owners. I am one of those. And yeah, more than 1 million daily active users, right? About a fifth of Axie Infinity sale took place on the past week. 3/4 concluded in the past month. So yeah, the amount of growth on this platform is just absolutely nuts. We're still very, very hot. And I found this part especially interesting. The next best-selling game is NBA Top Shots, the basketball trading card game, which runs on the Flow blockchain, and it's ranked up 675 million in all-time sales, and Ethereum-based CryptoPunks with 657 million. So CryptoPunks, NBA, and then Axie Infinity. Like, what the heck? It's crazy. Another interesting news, stablecoin giant Circle, who's behind creating USDC, is trying to become a bank. There you go. Stablecoin issuer Circle has detailed its plans to become a national digital currency bank operating under federal oversight. Circle's USDC has seen explosive growth in 2021 with a current market cap of $27.5 billion. The move would see Circle comply with federal banking rules, which are much stricter than state banking regulations. And look, we all know USDC is a lot safer than USDT because not much of USDT is actually backed by real cash money dollar, whereas USDC is. So there you have it, guys. Definitely a positive move for stablecoin USDC. Why the hell wouldn't you take this move when you've got that much money? So at the moment, like I said, Bitcoin doesn't really seem like it's going to stay where it's going to be or grow so much stronger after that. It does seem like it's in the overbought territory, at least in the short term. And Bitcoin is roughly flat over the last 24 hours. And we're going to see that it's going to test around the $38,000 to $40,000 mark. And that's probably when you should probably do a bit of DCA, which is a fantastic strategy. Not financial advice, but the smart thing to do. Your boy HDK, we got you covered. 3 great altcoins that we should probably look into or pay attention to according to Michael Van der Pope. The 3 currencies are Fetch.ai, we're looking at CELR, and we're also looking at Swipe. 3 very wonderful projects, and we're seeing some very, very strong bullish sentiment around that. And so do keep an eye on these 3 coins. And these are especially good coins to invest in if you want to be going for those really good gains, because let's be honest, how much gain really is there on Bitcoin? Even if it does go to the 100K, we're really not going to be, going for the 100,000x, but these smaller gems have a much more likelihood of going for those really big gains from a very, very small investment, which is what we really want to do behind crypto investments because they have the capacity to be able to do that. Not to mention blockchain technology and cryptocurrency in general is growing faster at 2 times the rate at which internet was adopted in the first place. So we are definitely going to see some crazy gains that we're going to find in the cryptocurrency world. So I think in this situation, my suggestion would be to then invest your money into the alternative currencies so that you stretch out that risk curve so that you're investing for those mad high gains. Obviously, that will suit you each to your own, but that's certainly what I'll be doing instead of putting all my money on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is merely an indicator for me, and based on the price action of Bitcoin is probably what I will use to then average into high performing use case based alternative coins. Cool. That being said, a little bit more news on NFTs, guys. Ethereum Pet Rock NFTs are selling for more than 100K. Like, is this a joke? But it is happening. Like, that is just, that's $100,000 image right there. Like, what the actual hell? Something to be noted about NFTs, because so many people are interested in right now. Most NFTs will be worthless. Some will have true staying power for years. CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mooncats, maybe the penguins, the pudgy penguins. But the rate at which these are popping up now reminds me of old season. Eventually, oversaturation leads to no liquidity and supply outweighs demand. So make sure you choose wisely. There are some things that we can keep an eye on, and I'll be making a video on what kind of NFTs you should be looking into rather than going for the really hot ones like right now. Because there's also the barrier to entry as well, because it's not like these tokens you can buy, it's a portion of it. You got to buy that one entire artwork or NFT token in itself. So the barrier to entries can be really high. So I suggest you look at some of the alternatives, and I'll be making a video on that very soon. So that being said, make sure you go check out this video for my latest where I do something really